Sanbonani, welcome to Rising of Al-Kebulani. Today we are responding to this guy of Bible literacy, where he made a video explaining the difference between spirituality and religion. According to this guy, religion and spirituality is one and the same thing.
They really mean, right? Now, religion simply means paying reverence to a higher power or a deity, and then spirituality simply means to be connected to a higher power or a deity. Both these things, religion is looking at a higher power. They are paying attention to a higher power. And then spirituality, we're looking at a higher power. We're seeking connection with a higher power. So this simply tells us that these two go together. Let's say these people are actually right that Christians are religious and then they are spiritual.
But it is important for us to know and understand that there is much difference between spirituality and religion. Even the words are not the same. Spirituality and religion are two different things. There are ancient studies, even today, there are more other studies that prove that spirituality and religion are different things. What is spirituality? Spirituality is a way of life. Spirituality is experience. Spirituality is something that lives within you. Spirituality is something that you experience. What about religion? Religion, first of all, is a man-made thing. Religion was started by humans. Let's take a look at Christianity. In the Council of Nicaea, it is where Christianity was created. Where was spirituality created? There is no place where we can say spirituality was formed in this particular place. That is why we say spirituality is universal and that it is practiced according to a context. We as Africans, we practice African indigenous spirituality in our own context. Hence we say it's African spirituality because we practice spirituality in our own context. There is no founder of spirituality, but there is a founder of religions. So spirituality and religion are two different things. So one way that we can prove that religion are human ideologies, we can see that many different religions, they have many different books which they proclaim as holy books, which they proclaim that they are the books that are written by God or they are the word of God. Just like this guy saying that the Bible is the word of God. This is ironic. Bible is not the word of God. I think the mere fact that Christians say that the Bible is the word of God, they persuade and bring down the dignity of God himself. Why? Because Christianity has a lot of contradictions. Bible itself has a lot of contradictions. So if we can check in the Bible, there are too many contradictions. For a mere fact that the Bible has contradictions, it means that this guy, for him to say that the Bible is the word of God, he disrespects God. He puts God down to earth. Why? Because we all know that human beings, we are the ones who have faults. So a mere fact that the Bible has many contradictions, it means that God himself has too many faults. Go and check about the death of Jesus Christ. Go and check Luke, Mark, Matthew, and John about the death of Jesus Christ. When Mary and Mary Magdalene went to the tomb of Jesus Christ, they all speak different things. So if Bible is the word of God, why this Bible, they all speak something different, totally different from each other? They persuade each other. They talk different things, but then they say Bible is the word of God. So this statement of this guy is totally false. He's lying. Bible is not the word of God. I think we must all understand the concept of who is God. I think if we can understand first who God is, then we can understand so many things, and we can't say that the Bible is the word of God. So he's lying, and his statement is false and inaccurate because the Bible has too many contradictions. So we can't take the Bible and say, no, this is the word of God. It can't be. Again, if we can check in the Bible, if he says that the Bible is the word of God, what about the verse where Jesus Christ was stating that he is only sent to the lost sheep of Israel? There is a verse where a woman went to Jesus Christ to cry for help. And Jesus answered, I am only sent to the lost sheep of Israel. So if Jesus Christ himself, some people proclaim as God. So if God himself says that he's only sent to the lost sheep of Israel, isn't that tribalism? What about other races? What about us Africans? So if Bible is the word of God, where do we interfere as Africans? Because Jesus said, I am only sent to the lost sheep of Israel. We are not Jews, we are not Israelites, we are Africans. I think it's time for us to focus on our own spirituality. To further highlight the issue of this guy speaking lies about Christianity, that Christianity and Bible is the word of God. We have seen so many videos going viral about people claiming that God speaks to them. They use the very same Bible. In the year 2019, some other prophet prophesied that God spoke to him, that 2020 will be the greatest year ever.
It was in January 2020. The Lord began to show me something over there. I moved to February, March, April, May, June, July. I went to August, September, October.
Oh yes.
November.
Oh yes.
December 2020.
Oh yes.
I looked the whole year.
Oh yes.
It's gonna be a great year.
How was 2020? The worst year of humankind. So if God speaks to that prophet via that book called the Holy Bible, so why are his prophecies lies? Because 2019, 2020 will be the greatest year ever, but then 2020 was the worst year in the human history. So again, this proves that there's no spirituality in religion. In African indigenous spirituality, it's much better because spirituality is experience. So you can't lie. If you say you are a sangoma, or if you say uyimboni, or you are a prophet, for the sake of people to understand, as Africans, we will see you if you are lying. Why? Because spirituality lives within you. There will be signs that no, you are not a prophet. No, you are not a sangoma. You are not imboni. We will see you. You are not a sanusi. There will be signs. Why? Because spirituality is experience. We can see. If you lie, we can see you. What about Christianity? I can even wake up tomorrow and say, okay, let me take the Bible and open my own church and say, no, God speaks to me. Why? Because I can do anything that I want. If ever I agree with the book, I can do anything. I can even lie that God speaks to me using that book. This proves that Bible is not a word of God. That is a lie. Again, the word of God is not found everywhere. The Bible is found everywhere. The spiritual things are rare to be found. You don't find spiritual things everywhere. But let's look at the Bible. The Bible is roaming around. It's full everywhere. And people use it the way they want. In spirituality, you can't use things the way you want. Let's go and check Ubungoma. If you are a Sangoma, if you take the elements of Ubungoma and use them, you'll have a problem if you are not a Sangoma, truly. Those things, they will come against you. Why? Because these things are spiritual. You can take them and fake fake people that you know you are a Sangoma. But those things will come against you as time goes by. Why? Because these are spiritual elements. Therefore, you can't lie about them. What about the Bible? I can go 15 years lying to people that God speaks to me using the very same Bible. Why? Because Bible is everywhere. The word of God is everywhere. And people use the very word of God to benefit themselves and to lie to people and steal people's money. So Bible is not the word of God. This guy is lying. In closing, we see there are many people who claim to be pan-Africanists and people who claim that they are speaking on behalf of spirituality. But these guys like this Bible literature guy, they don't attack them. They are specific to Dr. Uzulezwe Radebe. Why? Why him? There are others who speak about the issue of religion and spirituality. There are others who proclaim themselves that they are promoting spirituality. But these guys, they don't approach them. They are after Dr. Uzulezwe Radebe. Ask yourself why. People like Dr. Uzulezwe Radebe are not people who think for themselves when it comes to matters of spirituality. Dr. Uzulezwe Radebe is imboni, inkosi yomoya. Everything that he speaks about spirituality doesn't come from his mind. It's called a revelation. He takes it from the spiritual guides. He takes from the izithunywa. They guide him. They show him, they teach him about spirituality. So he's totally different from religious people. That is why many people fight him, and that's why many people don't understand him. Because what he speaks doesn't come from his mind, but it comes from the spiritual guides that lead him. This guy further on highlights that religious people are spiritual people. That's a lie. There's a difference between a person who is spiritual and a person who is religious. When you are religious, you are following the rules of the church or the rules of the religion. That is why religion doesn't set you free. When you are under religion, you are abandoned. Why? Because religion, it has the rules that you must follow. And if you don't follow those rules, then you are not religious. According to them, you are not even spiritual. Why? Because you broke the rules of religion. So in spirituality, there are not rules that are put that you must follow these rules. No. In African indigenous spirituality, you are free. You are not free to do anything or to do bad things, but in spirituality, spirituality sets you free. There is guidance in spirituality. There are no rules, there is guidance. There is much difference between rules and guidance. In spirituality, guidance is provided. In religion, rules are provided. And for you to be a qualified religious person, you must follow those rules. You must follow the rules of the Bible. You must follow the rules of a religion. It's more like a prisoner. A prisoner in prison follow the rules. In religion, also follow the rules. If you don't follow the rules, you don't qualify to be religious. And people will proclaim you that you are not holy because you don't follow those rules. So for a mere fact that you live your life based on the rules of a religion, it means you are still abandoned, still. You are still under colonization, you are still suppressed. Why? Because you follow the rules. You don't live your life freely because there are rules that you must follow. It is more ironic that these rules were created by a human being. There is no God that created the rules because there is no God in religion. There is no spirituality in religion. So people who follow religion are not free. People who follow religion are not liberated. They are still suppressed because they follow the rules created by another human being, because religion is man-made. That's why if we can check the history of Christianity, we can trace it back to the Council of Nicaea, where different religions were formed to form Christianity. That's why there are myths and there are ongoing facts that Jesus Christ himself is a man-made character. So for a mere fact that there are red flags within the Christianity, there are red flags within the very same religion, that doesn't qualify to be a religion where God is alive. There is no God in religion. There is no God specifically in Christianity. So people who are religious, they follow the rules of Christianity, they follow the rules of a religion, then they think they are spiritual. No, they are not spiritual. They are suppressed. They follow the rules created by another human being. More like politics. That's why religion and politics are more or less similar, because politics, we follow rules. We live by the rules of the government. Religious people live by the rules of a religion created by other humans. So this guy, this guy's statements are really false. And this podcast is full of red flags. He speaks nonsense. There's no such thing that religion and spirituality are one and the same thing. They are two different things. We have shown the studies. You can go and reference to the studies. We have shown the reference of these studies. These studies, they show that religion and spirituality are two different things. Top universities, they also agree that religion and spirituality are two different things. They are not the same. So it is important for us to gain highlights and look for qualified spiritual people who will be able to teach us the difference between spirituality and religion. Qualified people like Dr. Uzuleza Khatebe, who know the difference between religion and spirituality. Because another thing, this guy of Bible literacy argues with Dr. Uzuleza Khatebe, forgetting that Dr. Uzuleza Khatebe holds PhDs in philosophy. He did religious studies. He holds PhDs in religious studies. He went to America to study religion. So definitely, he talks about something that he knows. He talks about something that he experienced. It would be better for us if this guy of Bible literacy can show us his qualifications in psychology, his qualifications in philosophy, his qualifications in religious studies. That would be better. I think the argument will go far. But it's useless to argue with people like this guy because nowadays, if you have a data, you can just open your phone and speak nonsense and speak things that you don't have facts about. So we have shown these studies. I think if this video can come across him, he must study these articles and then maybe he can come back to us and argue again. Thank you.